Hey gang, welcome to Sunday Reflections. I missed last Sunday's, I apologize, but we're going to get this one going. Normally I've been trying to do Sunday Reflections with my podcasting gear, but I already had the camera out because I've got a fragrance review that I'm going to do today. As soon as the mail gets here, I'll do it. Let me get this back where it was. So my pastor preached on peace. And it's something we need in these troubled times that we live in, especially with everything that's going on in our own lives. And he said two things that impacted me greatly. He said, God's peace is calm regardless of our circumstances. He also says God's peace is in spite of our circumstances. And while I was pondering the intro to this is what I used to take my notes. Side note, you can pick these up at Amazon for like $11. So as I was pondering this and what I'm going to say on the intro, I was reminded of a verse in Philippians chapter 4, verse 6. And it's just a few verses ahead of one of the most misquoted verses in the Bible. So I'm going to be reading from the New American Standard. This is the one I just posted. I love this Bible. It's great. So we're going to start at verse 6 and try to keep things in context. It says, verse 6, do not be anxious about anything. Interesting note, the Greek word for anxious means to be divided. It's interesting. You can look that up on your own. Do not be anxious about anything. By prayer and pleading with thanksgiving, let your request be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all comprehension, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Now, some background to that verse is you need to know that Paul was he wasn't in prison. He was at the Praetorian Guard. He was in the palace guard waiting to find out if he was going to be executed or not. So he wasn't just saying things to be saying things. He was actually preaching what he was currently practicing. Can you imagine trying to encourage someone to be calm and peaceful when you don't know where your life is going? Well, that's exactly what the Apostle Paul was doing right there. I have not been in that situation. I don't think any of us have. But I know people who are going through trying situations. I have a friend of mine who just lost her father. I have another friend of mine who just lost an aunt. I lost a sister 2 or 3 months, probably been 4 months ago. But see, we go through these things, and we need God's peace. Now, one thing that I've never thought about when I read this verse, in verse 7, where he says, "And the peace of God which surpasses all comprehension." Well, why would God's peace surpass our comprehension or our understanding? Well, it's because we might be in a situation where peace wouldn't be a normal thing for most people. When we're walking through a hardship and we have peace about it, that's a sign to us that God is there in the midst of it with us. Do you think that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego had to have a little bit of peace when they said, hey, you want to throw us in the fire? Our God will rescue us. But even if he doesn't, we're still not bound down to that golden image. That required God's peace to be able to make a proclamation like that. So I hope you guys enjoy this sermon. I hope it ministers to you as much as it did me. And I thank all the new subscribers that we've gotten on the channel so far. And there is going to be a podcast coming Tuesday or Wednesday. And we're going to be talking about obedience in the mundane. Being obedient to God, doing the same things, the mundane things, the housework, going to work, paying the bills, because that's really where the rubber meets the road. So, you guys have a blessed day. Leave me a comment. I hope you enjoy the sermon by Pastor Larry. God bless you, and thank you for subscribing to the channel. Have a wonderful day.